What is up, Broncos country? I am your host, Dak. Joining me today is my girl, Jas. Kinley couldn't be here with us today, but it's okay. The show must go on. Welcome to the BuckEm Pod, where if it ain't about the Broncos, BuckEm. We got a special show planned out for you guys. We're going to be talking about the division coaching arms race that's going on with the division. We're going to be talking about A.J. Brown. We're also going to be talking about running backs, which seems like it's the talk of the town. Again, another offseason that we're having to go through this. But Jas, how are you?
No, I am good, Dak. Thank you for asking. And yeah, it's so crazy that you said that, like talking about running backs again. It's like, when are we going to get off this carousel where we're continuously talking about the same things? At least we're not talking about quarterbacks again. So that's a plus, right? But yeah, I'm feeling good, just ready to get into the draft and free agency is always fun. So yeah.
Yeah, this is a fun time of the year. This is actually, I prefer this more than the regular season. It's crazy to say
Really?
because we get to put on our GM hat. We get to be the couch GMs or whatever, and um kind of go through scenarios, maybe fantasize of what our favorite players are that we would like to see on this team or what would fit best. So yeah, this is definitely a fun time, but man, what a time it is. I mean, we haven't even hit free agency, but we're looking at it, and there's been some key hirings throughout the AFC West in terms of coaching. There's been a
Yeah.
lot of changes,
Yeah.
reunions. There was it looks like I'm gonna run through the list real quick for our viewers. Davis Webb promoted to or OC. Eric Bieniemy, Kansas City Chief reunion. He was
Yeah.
the OC with the Commanders, but also previously the Bears running backs coach. Um,
Mhm.
Nick Kubiak, the Super Bowl champion offensive coordinator for the
Yep.
Seahawks, is now named the head coach for the Raiders.
Yep.
Ooh, I don't know about that one. We can get into that one.
Yep.
Mike McDaniel, the former Dolphins head coach, has been brought in to be the offensive coordinator for the Chargers. So, talking about all these hires, it's an arms race. It's a competitive edge that each team is looking to get. Being that it's a quarterback-driven league, right? I mean, this is in terms of
Yeah.
it's not just about personnel, but you're also looking to get a competitive edge, like a chess match on the headset. So, it's these are very interesting hires. But
Yeah.
kind of talk to me about which one really sticks out to you that you like, or maybe that worries you within the division.
Yeah. Well, so I'll back up by saying I thought last season was going to be very tough when the Raiders like got Pete Carroll. I was like, okay, this is going to
Oh
be one of
yes,
the best coaching divisions like in the league, right? But then we saw how that worked out for the Raiders. Um
number one overall pick. Thank
right, exactly.
you.
But no, it's something about Clint Kubiak going there that scares me a little bit, especially because Clint Kubiak has been one of those up and coming like OCs. Like you've been hearing
Mhm,
his name a lot around the league lately, and he's just been very, very just productive, and he's been good, right? Which is
mhm,
why he got the head coach position. But that one scares me a bit because of what he did with that Seattle offense.
mhm.
Um, I will say that he did have some weapons too, so it's not like he was, he was just in his bag. So, for example, I feel like if he would have had our offense, it would have been very interesting to see what he could have done with our talent versus like, what he had there in
What do you had
Seattle.
over there? Yeah,
Yeah,
they already had like
exactly.
that foundation of playmakers, right? For the most part, when he took
Exactly.
over.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they also have a really good defense, so he also had, some help there. But no, but nevertheless, I'm not gonna take away from him, but I think Clint Kubiak has done a phenomenal job, but I think now more than ever, like, our division is stacked. Like, I will say, Dak, that now that Patrick Mahomes isn't the big wolf anymore, no one's really scared of him. I think
No,
that a lot of
blow his
teams are
house down.
we can get coaches that are on par with an Andy Reid. We think we have the talented quarterback to go toe to toe with some of these teams, and so no one's really scared to come over here anymore. And I think that Sean Payton is one of the coaches who kind of broke the mold there when he made the decision to come over, and be the head coach for the Denver Broncos. So I would say that that hire for me is a bit scary because they've already been building so much on that team. They already have their, they're gonna probably get Mendoza, um, in the draft, and then they're gonna have Genty at running back. Then they have
Oh yeah,
the stud at tight end. I'm blanking on
Buck
his name.
Bowers.
Yeah, Brock Bowers. Like, so you're building a lot of pieces already, and so you give Kubiak that type of talent, and I think it may be scary. But yeah, what about you? Like, who scares you?
Yeah, I'm intrigued with the Raiders hire. Like I talked, I think on previous pod, maybe it was this one. They kind of don't need. They're not into like the whole nostalgia deal. They have a direction, right? They're not going through the retreads of these older coaches that they had or whatever. They're going with a young, innovative, offensive mind. And when you have
Yeah.
the number one overall pick in Fernando Mendoza, and he has like you just talked about, he has pieces around him. Like that's going to help him be successful in the league, and
Mhm.
they're a quarterback needy team, so they're lucky that they got the number one overall pick. Thank you, Pete Carroll, for coming in and at least doing them a service, on that aspect of things, right? So they're trending in the right direction. See how it all plays out, right? But very intriguing for me. But the one that really shook my feathers, and I'm already like a little antsy about it. I'm a little shaken. Mike McDaniel is
Yeah.
a dog in terms of coaching. I like his personality.
Mhm.
Um, he has, some, he's part of that old Mike Shanahan tree. It runs deep within Broncos country, within Dove Valley. Same thing with Clinton Kubiak, right? They've been a part of our organization a while back, right? So it's bittersweet kind of thing. But when it going back to Mike McDaniel, like this guy is innovative. He really stresses out the defenses. He knows how to utilize mismatches with his pre-snap. This guy is really, when we're talking about getting the best out of your quarterback, he's going to be doing just that in a top tier talent, elite talent, you would say, of Justin Herbert. He might get
Yeah.
the best out of him. I mean, we might see the best yet to come out of Justin Herbert. So just keep an eye on that. That's a big hire. He dropped 70 on your heads. I don't like to bring it up, but I got to bring it up because that stung bad, right?
Zach, that's old news, man. But no, no,
It
you're
changed
totally
the trajectory, though. It really did for us. From then on, it's been uphill, right, for us,
right. Yeah, that was
and
that
downhill
was
for him, which is why he
I
got
don't know.
fired.
Exactly. So I will start off by saying hmm, I respect Mike McDaniels, but I'm not afraid of him. And then another thing is just because he is, offensive like genius, it doesn't always mean that he's gonna like mesh well with Justin Herbert, right? Like, or things just may not work out. I feel that he's been like a head coach. I don't know how much Harbaugh's going to bend the knee. I don't know the dynamics,
Yeah,
right? If you will.
but
And so
yeah,
it may or may not work out. I say that we give it a season just to see. Do they have potential to be scary good? Yeah, but the Chargers always find a way to charge.
like
Like they're always charging. Like so they're
yeah,
not really. It's almost like the Raiders, where it's like, yeah, every year we kind of
we'll see. Yeah,
just something to be afraid of, and then they always end up doing something just to kind of stink. And so, I'm like, prove it to me at this point. Like, I want to see what you can do. Just like how the Broncos are, we showed people what we can do. And so, yeah, I would say the same thing for them.
yeah. It's definitely on our radar, right? Like these
Yeah,
hires are definitely coming across our radar, type of thing, right? How much does it move the needle? We'll find out for sure. But a
yeah,
guy that I think that kind of moves the needle, because we've seen some success, we've seen this offense really struggle, was Eric Bieniemy. I think maybe that was a good match together. Sometimes you had the breakup and you're like, I actually liked you a lot better than I thought. So let's come back and join us. You
yeah,
get that
yeah.
continuity now with Eric Bieniemy. Well, I think Mahomes had probably one of his best careers. I think before Bieniemy left, he got head coaching interviews before he never became a head coach, right? But yeah, it's they get that continuity there. But speaking of continuity, the Broncos get some kind of continuity with Davis Webb being promoted within, and that's very vital. For Davis Webb being the OC, like, how do you feel like with this in terms of all these hires? Where would you set that? Where would you rank Davis Webb? Like, is that towards the bottom, middle of the pack,
Middle of the
crazy level?
pack, right? Because we still don't know the dynamic between like what Davis Webb's like his role is going to be as
Yeah,
the OC. So until we learn more, I'm going to give it middle of the pack because I'm not sure. I will say about Eric though, I'm going to Kansas City Chiefs fans, please don't hate me. I think that's a little bit of desperation. It's almost to the point where okay, Kansas City was just like dog water this season, and so let's just bring everything back. Let's bring everybody back that was working before. I think that it's not
Like
going to
you
be
get the band back together.
no, it's not going to be a walk in the park anymore. So I can see them being desperate, trying to make things work again. But
Yeah.
I don't know how much that's going to move the needle for the Kansas City Chiefs. But yeah, Davis Webb, like I'm super excited for him to be our OC. I just wish we knew more. But you know, Sean, man, like he's going to keep his cards, close to his chest. Like he's not going to really talk about it too much. And I will say that I'm assuming that Davis Webb will be the play caller because he had opportunities to be a head coach somewhere else. And
Yeah.
so he may have taken this position with like one of the exceptions is, hey, I have to be the play caller here or I have to have more of a role within offense. And I really do think that's been negotiated somehow. So I'm excited to see what it looks like because he did pretty good preseason last year.
Yeah, there's a lot of speculation going on as to what the real role will be for Davis Webb. I mean, and even if he has more of a say of terms of like the scripting for the offense on game days, how much more of a responsibility will he have? I know he had some involvement already. Does he have more of an involvement too when it comes to free agency of what personnel we add to this to get the best out of this roster to help Bo Nix to kind of tailor this offense to his strengths? Yeah. Very interesting for sure.
Yeah, it is very interesting. And I would love to see more creativity. Like the league has now it's now bloomed into like this beautiful piece of art offensively where all these new young offensive coordinators, they're calling very creative plays. I would like to see a lot of that. And so I think Davis Webb could be a good change for us. But again, we don't know how much Sean is giving up. But I'm hoping that at his age, at his age of what is he like 60, like what 5 or something?
He's not no spring chicken by any means, and so.
Yeah, I'm just hoping that he's realized that hey, the game has evolved a little bit, and it's okay to let go of some of this responsibility and let someone up and coming, take the reins here.
And it's crazy that you mentioned like I know that the NFL they're all like more going towards it's more offensive, right? But the two teams in the Super Bowl were defensive-minded coaches, so defenses win championship. You got some young up-and-coming defensive coordinators, though, who can counter some of these young offensive-minded coaches, right? Like the Super Bowl winning champs, Mike McDonald beat Sean McVay on the way to the Super Bowl, right? Like that's crazy. Shout out to him.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, it's like when other teams were zigging, they were zagging. It's very interesting. I really like it. I really love the league when they do things like this. But
yeah, me too. It's exciting for sure.
So now let's talk about a special thing that we got here. We're gonna choo all the way and all aboard the AJ Brown train. Yes, indeed. I'm all about that. I'm all aboard on the AJ Brown train.
Okay.
Oh yeah. Tell me how you feel about it, and I'll get into what I think and everything.
Well, Dak, I mean, I think a lot of if you follow me on Twitter, I think a lot of Broncos country knows exactly how I feel about this wide receiver room. And so AJ Brown could come in here and I don't think they're dog water. I just think they're very mediocre. And that's, disrespect to the players on the team. But when you compare them against, like some dynamic, receiving cores, like from other teams, like they're not.
Bengals, there's a bunch. There's a ray of talent.
Exactly, like those people. Could you imagine us like having T. Higgins and freaking Jamar Chase like as our receiving duo? Come on now, but we have not had that type of fun in a really long time since Emmanuel Sanders and Demaryius Thomas. It's been a very long time. So yeah, I am. I'm being the table or pounding the table for AJ Brown. I know a lot of people has been like, no, but even like a George Pickens or someone like that, I think that AJ Brown could come in here and definitely be a true alpha one, right? Easily just will have 1,000 yards a season is just easy work for him. Like he's just that guy.
That's
and
probably on a junior.
That's what I'm saying. That's a down year. Like, and this past year was a down year. He still had 1,003 receiving yards, 7 touchdowns, 78 receptions. But I think that he's really good at like the things that this team fails at. Like, he's a yak guy. So and he could be another red zone upgrade for us. He's a slant god, good at crossers and inverters. So, like, there's just so much upside to AJ Brown. And I think he could come on this team and just be a phenomenal, like, needle mover for us.
Yeah, I totally agree.
I'm all in for it. I will say, Jack, the one thing that I do have an issue with is how much are we willing to spend on him, like in regards to what would
Trade
his
value.
like his trade value, right? Like, because I would imagine it's going to be a first round pick plus more potentially. How much are we willing to give up for that?
And
So
it's
okay, that was one of my flags.
here's the thing too when it comes to like trade value. It's all like how motivated, how much leverage is there when it comes to trading a player, right? The Eagles have already said that they're wanting to move off of him, so there goes a lot of leverage out the door already as it is, right? Will it be a first? I think not. I think maybe you could look at maybe a second, him, and maybe a later pick. We don't know, right? Like it's all dependent on.
They know his value though, Dak, right?
Yeah,
They
yeah.
know that he's worth the first round pick. So even though they're ready to get off of him, I can see them playing a little bit of hardball.
And then the other thing too is like the age aspect, right? He's what, 28, 29, something like that. So he's going into his 30s or whatever. And we've seen Davante Adams ball out in the 30s, like, you know how it is. But like maybe that's another part too, where it's like there's some depreciation in his value. I don't know. It's going to be really interesting, but I don't think he's going to, of course, you want an alpha. You're going to have to pay up for it. And I'd be willing to pay the price for AJ Brown, honestly, regardless. Like you nailed everything on the head with this man is, and he's so versatile. Like you talked about him, being a slant god, but like some of those slants that we have, like we don't have any guys in our room that can break tackles. AJ Brown is a guy that'll break tackles and make some kind of routine play explosive. That's the kind of guy that he is.
Yeah, and he's the kind of guy where I've been saying this for years, but where defenses are game planning for this one particular guy because he's just that good. He's a game changer, and so it is time for us to spend the money on top wide receiver talent. It's
Absolutely.
time. So I am all in. Like whatever the Broncos want to give up, reasonably, right? I'm all in for it, but it's time. Like we can't continue to put everything in Cortland Sutton. I love Cortland, but he needs help. He needs someone that's gonna pair well with him.
And what I would say too is AJ Brown's been to 2 Super Bowls. He knows what it takes. He's won one of them. Like you want that kind of guy in there. And I really believe that he's kind of like misunderstood because the Eagles last year they were down in the league in terms of offense. They were 22nd. They averaged like 23.3 points a game. Like they spiraled backwards, right? They were in a downward spiral. Like I think this man he expects a level. He has a standard, right? And if you're not meeting that standard, he's going to be vocal about it. He wants to win, and that's the kind of guy I want in my room. And if you think you're not getting the best out of your offense and you're demanding the ball, like, hey, I can help you guys. You know what I mean? And you're not getting it. Hey, there's a difference for it. I feel like, and I wouldn't be so worried. Like if we were just building up our culture, like a brand new young team, like this team is tight knit. They're very, well together. I feel like AJ Brown would not be a distraction by any means in terms of like ruining the locker room at all. Like he just wants to win, and there's nothing wrong with that. He has a competitive edge to him, and I'll take that happily with AJ Brown.
We have the problem is here, Dak, is that we have dogs and with dog mentalities on defense, but not on offense. We need our offense to get that fire under them. But yeah, like what is wrong with wanting to win? When I go to work every single day, I want to do a good job. Whenever my team isn't doing what they need to do, I raise my hand and I say something. So are we going to really blame the guy for being passionate about the game that he's in? We want it. We want our players to be passionate because when you're passionate, that comes out on the field, right? So yeah, I mean, I don't care about that. And I think that Sean Payton, I think he knows how to handle those type of personalities. And I think he will navigate those situations very well. But I don't really see a whole lot of issue. And my thing about wide receivers is a lot of them, because they're premium positions, and so a lot of them are going to say stuff and just voice how they feel. And as long as it's respectful, you're not throwing your team under the bus and things of that nature. I'm fine. I'm fine with him, being passionate and saying that he wants the ball more or saying that he wants to win. I mean, I just think that's what competitors do. They want to
Yeah,
win.
exactly. Yeah,
So,
perfect. Well said. I'm glad that we see eye to eye with this. I'm excited to see what happens. Another position that we've, like you said, like I said at the beginning of the show, is running back. We need somebody to pair with RJ, maybe to complement him in terms of the running back position. We need more players who are dynamic. I don't think we could afford to really bring back a Julian McLaughlin, the Bidets, or whatever. Like, we need to scrap
oh,
that, let RJ Harvey thrive, but also bring a good partner with him so that he can reach his potential as well.
yeah,
So kind of walk me through who your ideal running backs are, or who you think what the Broncos should do with that particular position.
yeah. I'm not honestly, Dak. I'm not really like picky. I did like J.K. Dobbins, but he's way too injury prone, and I just can't. We none of us can depend on him like being
Right.
healthy for full season. So that's an issue for me. Like, let's say he would have played the full season, I would have been pounding the table for J.K. Dobbins because by the time he went out, I think he had like 700 plus yards,
Yeah.
right? Like he was definitely on track for 1,000 yard season. So, I don't say we bring him back, unfortunately. Or if we do, bring him something back on like a very small, deal or
Contract.
something that's not going to
Vet
break
minimum. Yeah.
that minimum is exactly. But I really don't care who. I think we were talking earlier. I just want somebody who's going to be like a bruiser, someone who's just like physical, um, in between tackle type of running back. Like
Hmm.
that's exactly what we're missing. And whether that's Brees Hall, and I know you mentioned like Brees Hall, there's some like rumors about them franchise tagging him. But Tyler Algier is still out there, and I think he could
Yes,
be the guy too. I think he'll pair very nicely with RJ Harvey.
he
So he's
would.
some, yeah, he'll be someone to keep an eye on as well. But um, I would just say at this point, Dak, this sounds terrible, but I think anybody would be better than just like who we have at Bidet and McLaughlin, and you know what I'm saying. It
That's not
sounds
going to get the
terrible,
job.
but it's just the truth. Like you could literally blow up that room, keep RJ Harvey, and just bring on more talent, and it would be a huge upgrade in my opinion.
Yeah, it was. It was definitely a undesirable position group for sure last season.
Yep.
Yeah, I would love Brees Hall. Maybe something gets figured out there. I don't know. Maybe they don't end up franchise tagging him, right? That's all hearsay at this time. It's all speculation. One of my guys that I'm pretty close with thinks that it might not happen. It's still kind of one of those things. We'll find out. But that room needs to be drastically improved.
It's a number one priority out of all the
Hmm.
things that we just talked about. Running back has to be like the number one thing that we focus on, even more than receiver. Like
Yeah,
that is how critical this is because
that's how you keep your offense on schedule and like take the load off of Bo Nix. Like I think I've said on the show before, like even the elite quarterbacks have running backs. Like Jalen Hurts has Saquon Barkley. Josh Allen has James Cook.
James
It's
Cook, man.
funny though, but it's sad at the same time, right? Because we're like hoping Bo Nix could get some kind of help. Like
Do you
help
see
him.
what I'm saying, though? Like, so that's why, like, it's whenever we're talking about our offense and like where our offense like compares against like other offenses, it's middle of the pack because you're giving him middle of the pack talent. You know,
You
the
want
talent.
great value, that's what you're gonna get, that kind of brand. But if you want name brand stuff, you're gonna get the name brand kind of production.
Come on, Dak. Exactly. That's exactly what I'm saying. Like, and if you want the production, if you want that, star power, just like offenses that makes you want to watch the game every Sunday, you got to bring in the guys. Like, you can't. I'm tired of the experiments, man. I really am tired of the experiments. Like, I get it. There are like positions where you want to develop them and you want them to grow with
Right.
the quarterback. I get that. But right now, we're in a window, and that window is going to close in 3 years or so when Bo's off his rookie contract. So it's
Yeah.
like,
You're trying to get the most out of the rookie scale contract that you can right now, right? Because that's the best opportunity that you have to really truly compete before the big salary cap hits for his contract extension when they do sign that. So
so stop playing games, man. Stop playing
yeah,
games
get busy.
today. But
No,
yeah,
this was was a fun conversation. I'm excited. Tight end would probably be another position. I think we just really need wide receiver, running back, tight end. All that plays a role. Left guard needs to be upgraded. Like we need to really put an emphasis improving this running game this offseason to really, be that contender that we're going to strive to be. So
Yeah, that would put us on that next level, and
for
that
sure.
would be more of a balanced team aligned with our defense. You put a talent around both the defense and the offense will be more so on the same par on my in my opinion.
Exactly. We wouldn't be like, oh, here we go again. Here comes the
You're
offense. Are we holding our breath to do, type of thing? Are they going to have to go 3-0 and then the defense come back? We're hoping that we don't see that this offseason. So we need to get the right personnel so that we're not doing this again and having this discussion next offseason.
Yeah, get my here's my Bo Nix jersey. Get my boy.
Let's go.
Please.
Yeah.
This was my birthday. My husband got
Happy
it
belated birthday, by the way. It was her birthday on Thursday, right, Jas?
Thursday.
Yeah, let's go. Number 10. I love it.
Yeah.
Any final words before we log off for today's episode?
Yeah, no final words other than just thank you for a good conversation today, Dak. This was fun, and I'm glad that we see eye to eye on a lot of this stuff. So
Yeah, for sure.
there's that things go the way that we want them to go.
Yes. Ladies and gentlemen, excuse me, we got a special guest on Thursday, so keep an eye out for our episode on Thursday. We're going to have an award-winning sports anchor joining us on Thursday. We're going to be recording, of course. We'll post that out. But it's going to be exciting. Hopefully, Kinley will be back with us as well by then. But it should be a good show. Ladies and gentlemen, if this is your first time watching, please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. We really appreciate it. I think we're on our way to almost 400. We're making our way downtown. We're pacing fast.
We're toddlers. We're growing up.
Yeah, we're growing up. So no, we appreciate it, ladies and gentlemen. You guys, thank you so much for tuning in. And remember, if it ain't about the Broncos, BuckEm. Mile high salute to y'all. Let's have a fun off season.